Hello and welcome to Sports Watch 101. My name is Fahim Rasul and I am standing at the center of one of the largest high school basketball gyms in the entire country. This arena holds nearly 7,000 people. That's right, I said 7,000 people. We took a trip up here to Chinle High School to find out what basketball truly means to the Navajo Nation.
I mean, they come out for these games. It doesn't matter if it's snowed, you know, they'll find a ride if they don't have one just to get out here.
You know, to elementary school, to junior high, to high school, parents, grandparents, you know, it's everybody. This is where they go. They love these kids, man. They're Wildcats. Holy smokes.
Chinle basketball means a lot. It's a my whole family went to school here, from my grandpa all the way to now. My great grandpa all the way to now. They all played basketball.
For them, this is a sanctuary. For them to come and watch what they love and do the things, you know, these players love basketball here. It's what they spend most of their time doing, not even just here, I mean, summer, anytime they have a free chance. So this building means a lot to this community.
Up here, the people just love basketball. For over 20 years, we were in a facility that seated 1,200. We were lining up at 8 o'clock in the morning for a 4 o'clock game start, and you know, it was getting to the point where we just can't do this. You know, we had to have a facility where not only people in Chinle, but people from around the community. Just watching it week by week as it developed. I mean, you're talking about a huge hole in the ground. You know, that's all you saw. But as the structure developed, you began to anticipate, and you couldn't wait for the first game. And so the first game came around, and to see the people coming in hundreds and just not even having a problem to find a seat or anything was amazing. It was just amazing.
This is one of the best facilities I've ever seen growing up in Indiana. You know, we have large stadiums, stuff like that. I've been a grad assistant at a college before a university Division I men's program, and this facility tops most schools that I've ever been a part of. The kids love to be a part of it. They love when the crowd's out here to support them and making a lot of noise. So it gets loud in here.
You can't even hear yourself talk. It's like you try to talk to your teammates, they won't even hear you. And like the ball bouncing, you can't hear that. That's a great feeling too.
I've seen teams from the outside come in and be up by 10 points with 3 minutes left, and this crowd gets going and they'll lose. You know, it's not scary, but it's intimidating.
We are really lucky to have this here, especially like where we're located. You wouldn't think there's a gym like this out here.
This is the finest arena to me in the United States. I mean, I know that there's some bigger, but high school-wise, can't touch this place.
I've never experienced a high school basketball game quite like this one. And to be honest, it took a lot out of me. Basketball fan or not, you have got to come here and check out a game for yourself. The only way to do so is from one of these seats behind me. Well, we are just warming up. After the break, we're going to Tucson to introduce you to 3 very unique student athletes.
Welcome back. I'm Kim Pestalozzi. Sports Watch 101 traveled to Tucson to bring you into the gym and onto the field to show you how 3 talented student athletes aren't letting circumstances get in the way of their success. This year, the Arizona State School for the Deaf and the Blind is celebrating its centennial anniversary and is being recognized by the community for giving its students an equal opportunity. And for many, that opportunity is outside the classroom. This school offers typical sports like football and volleyball, but also has activities geared towards students like Jernigan Nasosi.
I was always blind. I just didn't really tell anyone about it.
He came all the way from the northern Arizona Navajo County, Piñon.
It was a big adjustment, and it's a long way from home.
An adjustment eased by a newfound interest.
The reason why I joined goalball in the first place was just to blow off steam, like another sport, just to blow off steam.
The blind population, they're limited to how many team sports they can play, and goalball's one of them.
Michael Reyna coaches a select group of blind students in a sport that combines bowling, soccer, and dodgeball.
There's 3 positions per team. There's a center, a left wing, and a right wing. They have a ball that has bells inside, and their object is to try to roll the ball past the other team as quick as they can.
Their ball goes pretty fast. It goes like about 45 miles an hour.
They have to depend on their auditory skills and listen for the ball. And when they hear it, they just sacrifice their bodies, throw it out, get one in the face, get one in the chest, anywhere, and they make a block.
What started as a hobby evolved into a passion.
For my past 2 years, I went to Florida. I got picked as All-American.
It's not the recognition or the awards that keeps him involved.
We're very proud of these guys.
And as a team, doesn't matter who's the best. It depends on who works together the best. And to respect each other on the court and play with heart and play with passion.
A feeling shared by Sabina Scheich.
Well, I love my team and working together as a team and, you know, just working collaboratively.
And Dario Zaldivar.
Well, I feel not nervous, but just kind of anxious in a good way, where you're ready to take them down, tackle them, and really enjoy the game.
Games both have been playing for most of their lives.
It's pretty much the same. There's no difference except the fact who can hear, who can't. We have the same set of skills, the same pretty much everything except the hearing ability.
But what is different is the foundation of every sport, communication.
Well, we have a lot of visual communication, obviously. We have to look at our coach often, look at our players for communication, so we just have to be prepared to make sure to look. We're not going to be able to depend on auditory like the other kids can, obviously, so we depend on our visual access and use our sign.
Lots of communication by the coach, obviously. We're signing across the field, we're doing a lot of gestures, we know the plays. So the coaches will call what play to run to us through sign, and then we run it.
And playing is what has made the past 4 years of high school so special.
I'm very thankful to my coach, to my mom, to my older brother for encouraging me to play football. I realize that I really do love it, and it's fun.
This school is no different. The games have the same rules. The fans cheer just as loud, and the players work just as hard. Jernigan, Sabina, Dario, all successful in their pursuits, all with a circumstance they embrace, and all with a quality they view differently that makes them who they are.
Pretty much, we're all willing to play. We try to play with heart.
No, I felt like pretty much any other kid. We're all humans.
No, I'm different.
If you want more information about the school or its athletic program, visit www.asdb.az.gov. But now we're back in Tempe at Sun Devil Stadium,
where one member of the ASU football team dreamed of playing in college and eventually on Sundays in the NFL. But an off-the-field incident changed all of that.
Student coach Angelo Richardson provides motivation, inspiration, and plenty of football knowledge.
But you gotta wear your helmet. That's how fast they come in.
He just comes out here every day with a smile on his face and encourages us, and he's a great person.
But Richardson hasn't always been on the sidelines.
I have no doubt that I would actually made it to the NFL.
6 years ago, this football standout was just walking with friends when he got caught in the middle of a random shooting. He took a bullet in the chest and one in the back. The incident left him paralyzed from the waist down.
It was like a shock. I didn't know like what to do, honestly, because you know when you put in so much work for something and to have it taken away from you, not on your own terms, it's kind of like gut-wrenching, you know?
The 27-year-old still keeps up with his workouts and says he loves being part of the ASU football family. But now, he's preparing himself for life after football by studying justice at ASU.
I want to show like little brothers and sisters that, you know, you need to go to college and graduate, because no one in my family has done that. Just to be a leader and set examples for the younger kids and the new generation coming up.
But he's already a leader to a team full of Sun Devils.
What an example he is for our players, to see how you respond to great adversity in your life and to rise above it, and the spirit that he has, the heart of a champion that he has.
And Richardson still has plans to be in the NFL, representing players as an agent.
Coming up on Sports Watch 101, you'll meet two kids from different parts of the world who've traveled to Arizona to pursue their dreams. Children all around the world dream of someday playing a professional sport, and one local foundation is helping two of them make that dream come true.
I am from Lithuania, Vilnius, capital city. I lived there for 16 years, and that's where I started playing basketball.
I'm from Nigeria, Lagos in Nigeria, from Africa. The court is like a concrete court. We don't play in an indoor, and it's owned by the government, so like we don't go there every day.
Different homes, different backgrounds, but the same dream.
With the first pick, with the second pick.
My dream is to play in the NBA.
Watch players, NBA, so I'm like, yeah, I don't know, play like that.
I saw my vision, but it wasn't in Lithuania, you know, so I just wanted to go to the United States.
They've come to Arizona through a non-profit foundation to try and make their dreams come true.
DRI stands for Diamonds in the Rough International. Our main goal was to find those children that are diamonds in the rough, that have not gotten the opportunity to be seen.
I was just, you know, reaching out to as many people as I could, and I was introduced to Ernest, and he was just like, hey, you know, I like your style and everything. And
we have a very extensive process.
A process that emphasizes character, academics, and athletic ability.
We also read their personal letters to see if their goals align with our mission.
A mission that's sole purpose is to give kids the opportunity at a college education.
The first time I saw Vince play was when he actually showed up on campus to be a student here. I had no idea if the kid could play basketball at all. And we took him in there, and there were just some kids messing around. It was open gym time, and Vince just started shooting around with them, and all of a sudden we kind of looked at each other and we're like, wow, this guy's pretty good, man. It's just jackpot with this guy.
It's a private school, boarding school. You know, we live on campus, and you know, faculty is great in our school. They're so friendly, you know, especially Grant and Johanna Hendricks.
He is one of the greatest kids you can really ever have the privilege of meeting.
He was a top student as far as academic went. He was a good role model to his peers in his school community.
Everyone on my team was pretty talented, but Vince was just so good and so mentally strong.
A talent he wanted to bring to the next level.
I came down here to Central. I just, you know, started practicing here with Coach Jordan and Coach Bauer.
And then Coach Jordan told me that they were prepared to give him a scholarship, but to have me wait like an hour. And Vince didn't know this at the time. He's still shooting and running and sweating and working hard, and his face is all red. And then finally they got done and they shook our hands. So we waited until we got in the car in the parking lot. And as soon as the door closed, we just started yelling.
Now halfway through his first season, his team has a 10-1 record. And number 13 is still knocking down shots, keeping his grades up, and setting an example.
I sat down with Ernest actually on Vince's graduation. I was anxious to hear from Ernest and start talking to him about, okay, hey, can you find some more kids for us?
The following year, we brought up Solomon Silas.
The moment it asked me to send my transcript, my school transcript, I was like, yeah, it's time.
It was surprising because he came with a t-shirt, some pants, and like a duffel bag.
Yeah, but when I got here, I was so cool, like, yeah, I'm in America.
In Nigeria, they didn't have the resources that we have here, but they were aware that those resources existed here. So it's kind of like a kid on Christmas Day when he first stepped in this gym.
This 6'6" junior has adjusted to the language barrier, the cultural differences, and the style of play. But there's one thing he's still getting used to.
I think the food was really interesting and he didn't like it at first. I think it's growing on him a little bit now, big difference from Nigeria.
A difference that reminds him every day why he's here.
I have to make my grades to like get into college, and I study hard like every day.
And education is important because, I mean, it's a gateway to various options.
I mean, I can't say enough good things about DRI.
I mean, we've been in existence for a year, so it's pretty much been me being able to use money out of my own pocket to get kids things they need.
For those involved, it seems less like a business and more like a family.
We talk about everything, you know, and he's like my big brother. I can tell him, you know, all my secrets and everything. And
don't lose that. Don't use confidence and shoot.
Pretty much like my older brother. I call him most of the time, he talks to me, gives me some advice on how to behave, stuff like that.
We need people to know about what we do, and because I feel like not just the student benefits, but, you know, I think that the nation as a whole benefits.
I went back home this summer, you know, and everybody's like, you know, how is the United States? And I'm like, first thing I say is, I introduce DRI and then I tell my story, you know, because, I mean, if not DRI, I wouldn't be here, you know.
DRI actually like made my dreams come true.
Diamonds in the Rough International also hopes to set up keynote speaking events and basketball camps here locally and in other countries. If you want more information about this foundation, check out their Facebook page.
Coming up on Sports Watch 101, we're going extreme and hitting the wake. Toe side melon grab 540s, indie poke backside 360s, and just generally going big. All in a day's work for our next Daredevil.
There are days when we get there and it's just absolutely flat. I mean, it's glass. I mean, when the water is perfectly smooth, the shape of your board reacts completely different. You can slide it around. I mean, I can cut out and like just ride on that smooth water and like lean back and just get the nose completely out of the water and just tip the board and just slide out, and it's weightless. You know, you just feel so good. You're just sliding. It's like, it's a different concept of, you know, being able to fly. That's why I wakeboard. So you can get those good vibes, those good feelings, and just like everybody's just having fun together. That's what it's about, is having fun. It's not supposed to be this giant life competition. You're not supposed to be competing with yourself. I don't need to know every trick in the book. I just need to be able to be comfortable with what I'm doing and have fun. I have a lot of friends that have to wear knee braces. It's very common in wakeboarding to tear your ACL. Because you are attached to the board and you're, you know, falling from the sky and landing in the water, and one wrong tweak and, you know, your knee is blown out. The other thing is concussions. Concussions happen all the time in wakeboarding. I've seen plenty of them. Most of the time it's from people hesitating at the last second. They're coming in to jump, they hesitate, I don't want to jump. And so they go do a little skip across, hit the other wake, nose in, and hit their head on the water and just slap. And that, you know, that's going to shake your brain, which is very dangerous. I have a tattoo of a scale on my side, and on one side there's a little ladybug, and that represents my wife because that's what I call her. But on the other side of the scale there's a little wakeboard handle hanging, and the going joke is, you know, pick wakeboarding or your wife, you gotta choose one. My wife always jokes about that because wakeboarding is one of the most important things in my life.
I think I always trust him and his own, you know, intuition with his writing, I guess.
I don't think he would ever do anything stupid or, you know, just go and be reckless and without knowing that he would have the confidence to be able to do it.
Once you get comfortable with it and master it, it becomes this perfect, you know, it's this perfect combination of, I don't know, just good feelings.
Now that looks like a lot of fun. We're gonna have to go try that sometime.
I'm probably just gonna have to watch you from inside of the boat. That's it for this episode of Sports Watch 101. Kim and the rest of the team will be back after the New Year's to bring you more stories from around this state. As for me, I gotta go graduate.
But if you want more information about the stories you just saw or want to know what we're working on next, check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Well, we'll see you next time. Now Fahim, get out of here and go graduate.